Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is the Royal Tenenbaums. I've heard really good things about this. Well, I've heard good things about all of Wes Anderson's films, but I've heard this is kind of a very family-focused film, and that it's one that kind of has the most heart out of all of Wes Anderson's films. So I'm really looking forward to this, seeing this kind of dysfunctional family. I assume kind of will probably be the story of them coming back together, maybe something along those lines. That's the kind of gist that I have of it. The cast for this is even more star-studded. I see like Gwyneth Paltrow is in this and Ben Stiller as well, so that's also really exciting. Before we jump into this, be sure to check out the Patreon, where you can get 2-week early access, where you can get the Mitchells vs Machines and The Life Aquatic right now. You can also find full-length timer-based reactions where you just sync up your own footage, and polls so you can vote for what's next. So yeah, let's just jump into the Royal Tenenbaums. Okay, there's a book. Is this whole thing going to be like in book format? I know he likes to do that.
Royal Tenenbaum bought the house on Archer Avenue in the winter of his 35th year.
Hey, Jude.
He and his wife had 3 children, and then they separated.
Are you getting divorced?
At the moment, no. But it doesn't look good.
They were never legally divorced.
Thank you.
Okay, they never actually got legally divorced.
And their education was her highest priority.
Yes, I'll hold, please.
Okay, so they're all really smart.
Chaz Tenenbaum had, since elementary school, taken most of his meals in his room.
He's like a big businessman.
What are you doing? You're on my team.
There are no teams.
Margot Tenenbaum was adopted at age 2. Her father had always noted this when introducing her.
Oh, did he didn't just adopt her as like a status symbol, did he?
She and her brother Richie ran away from home one winter and camped out in the African wing of the public archives.
And don't tell anyone you saw us.
They shared a sleeping bag and survived on crackers and root beer.
So she's like into photography, but also animals, it seemed, and dancing as well.
Came back with half a finger missing. Had been a champion tennis player since the 3rd grade.
Yeah, so he's super into sports. So they're all kind of prodigies in their different areas.
On weekends, Royal took him on outings around the city.
Oh, Royal is his first name? Or is that like his nickname for the dad?
Richie's best friend Eli Cash lived with his aunt in a building across the street.
Like he's living in poverty compared to them, just in that tiny little flat.
It didn't seem believable to me.
Birthday to you.
He had not been invited to any of their parties since.
And he's got his own kids now as well. Oh, Owen Wilson is Eli. Okay. I didn't know he was in this. I knew Luke Wilson is.
Royal had lived in the Lindbergh Palace Hotel for 22 years.
Oh, he just lived in the hotel?
I haven't left my room in 4 days. I've never been more lonely in my life. And I'm in love with my...
His last match had been widely discussed in the media.
Okay, so there's a big upset.
Crickets and the rust beetles scuttled among the nettles.
This is definitely the most stylistic so far. You know, we had little glimpses of it in Bottle Rocket, and then in Rushmore it was much more stylistic, but this is really just going for like full out Anderson at this point now.
You didn't even have to think about it, did you?
I love the cowboy look, because he was like, he just wore his uniform before what I saw. Hiding the fact that she's been smoking.
May I make you dinner?
No, thank you.
She's got a wooden finger.
For example, none of the Tenenbaums knew she was a smoker, which she had been since the age of 12.
Since 12, wow.
Highly acute sense of hearing. There is also evidence. I'm afraid you are.
So they're all kind of, they were big shots, but maybe have fallen off a little bit.
Fire alarm! Let's go!
It's weird seeing where he is now, because I thought he was the tennis player at first, but he's the guy who was the businessman.
Chaz and their 2 sons, Ari and Uzi, were also on the flight and survived.
Oh, they probably hold a lot of guilt for that. He saved his tortoise.
We're all dead. Burned to a crisp.
Yeah, so he's just paranoid now. I mean, who wouldn't be paranoid after losing a wife? But it's obviously over-exaggerated for the movie.
Will you marry me?
I love the dual reaction, that guy in the back taking his headphones off.
This isn't really a tax issue, is it?
But it's still advantageous for her as well, with the tax side.
Oh, there's a call for you, Mr. Tenenbaum.
The hotel aesthetic kind of coming in now. You know, we obviously see that expanded a lot more in Grand Budapest.
Lord knows I've had my share of infidelities, but she's still my wife.
Why is he so against it? They've been separated for so long anyway.
Hey, Pagoda, give us a hand, huh?
Are they moving in there because he thinks his current house is too dangerous?
Feels like we're camping.
When are we going home?
It's too much disruption for the kids' lives. Okay, has he had a falling out with Richie then?
We can all be together.
Mirroring his dad. We've just seen her spend all of her time in the bath this whole thing.
Very intelligent to keep an electrical gadget on the edge of the bathtub.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that before.
I think he's been very depressed.
So am I.
Are they all good? They're all reuniting then?
You don't love me anymore, do you?
I do, kind of.
Kind of.
I want to spend some time with you and the children.
Look at how much she's like backing away from him.
Baby, I'm dying.
What'd they say? What's the prognosis?
Take it easy.
Did it actually say what it was? I don't think we actually found out. It just was at the doctor.
That's all.
Are you crazy?
That's all. Baby, I am dying.
Are you or aren't you?
Have you told your children?
More or less.
More or less. So that sounds like a no.
Trunks would not arrive for another 11 days.
Is he just going to be wearing this outfit the whole time then? The headband and the suit. It's like he's just his tennis gear under the suit, even though he's stopped doing tennis for so long, hasn't he? Oh yeah, he said he was in love with Margot, but I forgot she's adopted. I mean, it's still strange, but it's like a bit more acceptable that they're not blood related, but they still grew up together, so it is still a bit weird.
Ethelene found all of her children living together under the same roof for the first time in 17 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And is Royal there as well?
He had decided birds should not be kept in cages.
Taking his bird out again.
Sardines and set him free.
He's been there that whole time.
Month, a year, about 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's not a long time, is it?
Will you give me a chance?
No.
So Chaz is going to be the most reluctant, but it always seems like the most reluctant will probably be the one who it affects most.
No, Rachel's buried out there too. Who? My wife.
Shows how much he knows.
Chaz!
He's kind of acting like a kid again, throwing tantrums and stuff.
Hey, lay it on me, man. How do you do? Not too well. I'm dying.
He wrote me a letter. He says he's in love with you.
There's a big bombshell to just drop on her out of the blue like that.
Don't repeat that, by the way, about Richie.
I love the car. It's a great shot, the kind of vibrancy of the red.
Henry, I have no interest in Franklin Benedict or Doug Cartwright. I never did. As far as Royal is concerned, he's the most... Henry? Henry, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
He's covered in dust, but it's almost like perfectly placed there, just on his shoulders, a little twig on there. He still looks kind of sharp. I love that, the zoom in. Do they even know that he's their granddad?
Buckley, sit. I'm very sorry for your loss. Your mother was a terribly attractive woman.
That's what he has to say about her, nothing else, just that she was attractive.
How often has he got you working out?
16 times a week.
Seems like he might be projecting some of his stuff onto the kids about, you know, them exercising. It happens a lot. Getting your kids to go into sports or things that you weren't into or you didn't succeed in when you were younger.
Try to sew it back on.
Wasn't worth it.
Do any of the others actually know how she lost it?
Wish it were mine.
It's like planting the seed that he wants a fancy grave.
Did you choke out there that day, Bummer?
Oh, he's got the sideburns. Are they kind of? Was this too? Must have been too early to reference Andy Murray, right?
I think you're right. Who's he looking at in the friends box, Tex?
I'm not exactly sure when this came out. Oh, he was upset that she was newly married. That threw him off. Okay, that makes sense.
Why'd you shoot me?
You know, there is opportunity for some of their memories to still be fond there. You know, in the moment that would have hurt, and but I'm surprised he doesn't look back on it now and like it. Oh, he sued him.
And how is it possible for Mr. Tenenbaum to withdraw these funds without your written authorization?
Because I started the corporation when I was a minor. So...
Oh, okay. So kind of drove a wedge between them because of all of the businesses.
Come on.
I love their hair.
By the way, I heard about that letter you sent to Eli.
I dropped some cigarettes.
Those aren't mine.
They just fell out of your pocket.
Did you tell Marco about that letter I wrote to you?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
The music choices in this have been really good so far.
Where am I supposed to go? You're turning me into a damn hobo.
I'd be happy to make a reservation for you at another hotel.
You son of a bitch.
Frederick?
I love that. The kind of contrast of the politeness.
He's very lonely. Lonelier than he lets on.
Yeah, he's probably been lonely his whole life, like ever since they broke up.
I don't mind, Dad, if we like him. Who, Pappy?
Pappy? Ari, it's not your decision.
Nor is it yours.
Well, he's already up there.
Oh, he's already here. He's already done it.
I guess you could wake him up and throw him out.
Yeah, that makes it much more difficult saying no compared to throwing someone out. Completely different ball game.
Get out.
He just accepted that so easily.
Would you mind handing me my cane, Richie?
He seemed fine earlier. Is he like playing all of this up a bit?
Dad!
Take a breath and hold it.
Okay, so they did actually call the doctor.
I know what you and the boys have been through. You're my brother, and I love you. Stop saying that.
It's funny the contrast in Chaz because he was so mature when he was younger, and now only now is he like acting like a child.
What's that jackass doing?
He's done it for years. He used to send me his grades in college.
Ridiculous.
I really like that shot. He's used it a few times here, where it's like her desk at the front and the window in the courtyard in the back. It creates this great depth for a lot of comedy. There's that bit, and then the bit before when the guy took off his headphones.
Have you met someone else?
I keep forgetting that she's married because of Eli. I keep thinking her and Eli are together.
What are you talking about? You don't even know him.
Well, I've met him, and I don't think he deserves the
Stay out of it.
It's like he's trying to fill this father role now that he doesn't have much time left with them, isn't he?
Find the guy and get him?
Well, no, I thought we...
He's taking it worse than the actual husband.
Chaz has those boys cooped up like a pair of jackrabbits. Ethel can't raise boys to be scared of life. You gotta...
Yeah. Did this kind of safety side spew from him getting the BB bullet in his hand? This is fun, seeing him actually bonding with the grandkids. And breaking the law. Okay, that's worse than I thought it was. I thought it would just be jaywalking randomly, but it was actually dangerous. Then the dad's gonna hate this completely, isn't he, if he finds out? I mean, he already hates Royal so much anyway.
He saved my life, you know.
I haven't learned this actor's name, but he's been in all of them so far, all of Wes Anderson's films.
Where have you been?
Oh, we just stepped out to get some air. Holy shit. That's... Oh, no, that's dog's blood.
From the dog fighting.
My God, I haven't been in here for years.
Hey! Are you listening to me?
I think you're having a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
Recovered from Rachel's death.
And he's not, yeah, he just doesn't want to hear it.
Scrapping and yelling and mixing it up. Loving every minute with this damn crew.
Yeah, he's kind of making the most of his time, isn't he? At least with the grandkids.
How's your love life?
Love the vibrancy of the greens in the backgrounds here. Just look at all of the leaves and stuff.
I thought he was really gonna die in 6 weeks, but I don't.
He thinks it's all a farce.
She said that.
Pagoda is like this. He's just like this set of ears, isn't he? He's just spreading all the gossip.
Can I ask you something, Hank?
He doesn't even get his name right.
Are you trying to steal my woman? You heard me, Coltrane.
Did you just call me Coltrane?
What's Coltrane?
You think you can
You want to talk some jive? I'll talk some jive.
Yeah.
Jive like you never heard.
Oh, yeah?
Right on.
Even when he first met, he puts on this like weird stereotypes, doesn't he?
Don't talk semantics with no, this is not you.
What's going on here?
It's like whenever he's with Henry, he like talks this kind of like, he puts on like a black accent a bit, doesn't he? And Henry's onto him, thinking he's faking the whole thing.
Is that a Tic Tac?
Yeah, I saw the Tic Tacs on there.
I know what stomach cancer looks like. And you don't eat 3 cheeseburgers a day with French fries if you got it. My wife had it.
I like that. You can hear his heartbeat going up. So what's with his knuckles? I thought he might beat up Eli or something, because obviously they thought Margot was cheating. Unless Margot's husband thought it was someone else, and he beat that guy up. He just packed his bags, ready to go.
Back out on the street now, pal. But I just want to say the last 6 days have been the best 6 days of probably my whole life.
Yeah.
Immediately after making this statement, Royal realized that it was true.
He could have still tried to, you know, make the connection. He still could have done all this without the faking of the cancer, trying to win them back and rebuild their relationship, you know?
Take it easy on those boys, Chassie. I don't want this to happen to you.
Yeah. Hopefully that actually, it looks like there were some cogs turning there. Maybe he did actually realise that. I love Pagoda's pink trousers. Is that like part of his uniform for the house? I noticed there's a little pink in the house as well.
You son of a...
That's the last time you put a knife at me. Hear me?
Has he done it before? Or is he just saying like never do that again?
The 375th Street Y.
It was so slow as well. He just like pulled it out, opened it up, and stabbed him. That was hilarious.
Everyone's against me.
It's your fault, man.
Yeah, it's his own reckoning.
I'm not in love with you anymore.
I didn't know you ever were.
Let's not make this any more difficult than it already is.
Is he just saying he looks roughed up? He's got like grass in him and he's got mud all over his face. Oh, it's a PI.
Would you like to examine the report?
So they're finally revealing all of the information about her. Oh, it was him, yeah.
She smokes.
Yes.
He's always wearing those sunglasses, isn't he? Is it like him taking those off, kind of a symbolism of him kind of being more vulnerable? Just like the facial acting here is great. You can see he's kind of red around the eyes.
I'm going to kill myself tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Wow. Their montage was great. Look, cutting and showing all of the flashbacks. This might be what really finally actually brings them together.
Where is he?
Who? I wrote a suicide note.
You did?
Look at Margot in the back. She must feel a little guilt over this because she knows kind of why he did it. The others don't.
Is it dark? Of course it's dark.
All right, that's enough.
What?
Oh, he's got a job there. Okay.
You've made a cuckold of me many times over.
Yeah, how long were they actually together?
And you nearly killed
Because that montage. Oh, so he knows. There's that montage of all the people she's been with, but that's probably all the time she's cheated, right? I didn't realize that.
May I have a cigarette?
What?
He's just like revealing everything he knows.
Why, what does it say there? They don't want me?
I'm sorry, I have to refer you to Dr. Burroughs. He'll be in tomorrow afternoon.
Can't even visit his own son in hospital.
We could shimmy up that gutter.
There it is.
Richie!
Oh, he's getting... Where's he going?
Richie!
Did the others know he's left? I thought they put something in him to put him to sleep for a bit.
What are you doing in my tent?
Just listening to some records.
How long has he actually like been in love with her?
Anyway, we mostly just talked about you. I guess that was the attraction, if you know what I mean.
Notice Margot, she still kind of dresses like a kid, you know, the hair clip and just quite bright colours. Is she kind of stuck in that mentality, you know?
I love you too.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Because of me?
Yeah, but it's not your fault.
I'm glad he's saying that. It could be a lot of guilt. She would have blamed herself.
I think we're just gonna have to be secretly in love with each other and leave it at that, Richie.
Yeah, I mean, they can't really publicly be in a relationship. Oh, that's what was missing.
I wanted to prove I could pay my dues and whatnot.
Yeah, he's kind of taking responsibility now.
Don't listen to me. I never understood her myself. I never understood any of us.
Did he try to understand them though? I'm not sure if he did.
You still consider me your father?
Sure I do.
It's the others he has to convince, really. Is it Mordecai?
Stephanie said.
I wonder, is Mordecai from Mordecai and Ring B like a reference to this? I'm not sure what type of bird he is, you know.
We want to take you to get some help. Is it just you guys?
Okay, he's trying to help him out. That makes sense.
I always wanted to be a Tenenbaum, you know?
Me too.
I wish you'd done this more when I was a kid. But you didn't have a drug problem then.
There he goes.
He's making a run for it, yeah. All of the taxis are always really run down. There must have been a decision on purpose.
Anybody interested in grabbing a couple of burgers and hitting the cemetery?
He's like the hardest to kind of make amends with, isn't it?
I used to be a homeowner myself until our son expropriated it from me.
Are we divorced?
Almost. Sanchez just has to file the papers. But now I get it. He's everything that I'm not.
He's realizing. He seems so much happier now as well, doesn't he? Now that he's fixing everything. Oh, it's the wedding, and that's what we saw at the start. Yes, Eli, I was wondering who it was. What is he doing?
Boys!
What was that?
Oh, he hit the mailbox. I was wondering what all that paper was. He flew through the window.
Hurry! Who's where are you? They're okay, Chaz. It's okay. They're safe. They're safe.
Dad, they ran over Buckley.
What?
Oh, he hit Buckley.
Dad, he pulled him out of the way.
Yeah.
Is everybody okay?
What was he like trying to do? Of course, the wedding couldn't have gone perfect.
Did I hit the dog?
Yeah. I need help.
So was it the drugs the reason he did it? He was just...
I don't think you're an asshole, Royal. I just think you're kind of a son of a bitch.
I love your work.
Oh, how sweet of you to say.
Is he gonna get off easy because of that?
Good boy.
You know, the dogs have always kind of listened to him, and dogs, they're a bit of a barometer for like character sometimes. So maybe that was kind of Wes's way of saying that deep down he was always nice, or like trying to do the right thing at least.
But Buckley's still under there.
I know.
I thought they was going to reveal that Buckley was still alive under there for a second.
I got your new dog for the boy.
And it's a Dalmatian as well, because he had the Dalmatian mice.
All of you. I've been trying to make it up to you.
I think him saving the kids was a big help towards Chaz.
I've had a rough year, Dad.
I know you have, Chazzy.
Ethelene and Henry were married 48 hours later in Judge's chambers.
They're all, none of them wearing suits, they're wearing like all of their regular clothes.
This is my adopted daughter, Elaine Levinson.
Oh, it's, the play's based on them. And Chaz has joined them.
Royal had a heart attack at the age of 68. Chaz rode with him in the ambulance, and that Royal would have found the event to be most sad.
He's wearing a black tracksuit. Did he that was always what he wanted on there, didn't he? Okay, so that was the Royal Tenenbaums. I can see why so many people love this. Much more kind of family oriented and character focused. I think again, they're doing this juxtaposition with maturity, especially with like Chaz's character, where he started off being this kind of entrepreneur, young businessman, and then as he grows up, he became more and more immature, and it seems like maybe that was like a coping mechanism to deal with everything that he was going through as well. I think maybe because he didn't have a childhood, he was trying to give that to his kids, and then there's all the stress of him losing his wife, their mother, but he was just being like too protective of them, wasn't he? I just really enjoyed all of the family dynamic, seeing how they've changed from when they were kids to growing up. You know, they're all kind of these child prodigies, and we see as they've grown up, life hasn't really like tracked the way they thought it would. You know, most of them, they were still kind of successful, but they didn't really seem happy in their success. You know, Royal, he was just trying to make things right, I guess, but he just went about it in completely the wrong way. He could have still tried to get them all back together in a way where he didn't have to fake anything or be insincere. Although I don't know how well it would have worked. It probably would have taken a lot longer time. You know, breaking down those barriers and the walls everyone has up, it takes a lot of time. It would have taken a lot longer time than if he actually had cancer or anything. And you know, this wasn't, I like that it wasn't just focusing on everyone's relationship to him. It's kind of like this web of relationships, how Richie liked Margot and how Margot was cheating with Eli. There was just this web of connections that made it really interesting. It seemed like Eli really, he just wanted to kind of be a part of the family. He kind of inserted himself in there, and we saw when he was younger, it looked like he was just living in like a studio apartment with his like mum or whoever it was. So he probably saw them across the road, so big and successful, and wanted to be a part of their family. And then of course the Margot and Richie relationship is a bit weird, you know. Technically it's okay, but whenever you have to throw the word technically into a romantic or sexual relationship, it's a bit suspect, you know. You know, they're not blood related, but they have essentially grown up as brother and sister. And then of course Rich's self-harm scene, that was really effective and moving. I think for me, it did just kind of come out of the blue. You know, he went into the bathroom and he starts cutting his hair, and you think, okay, this is quite a common trope, you know, the cutting the hair to kind of signify this change in character. But then once he started cutting his arms, it just really got to me, you know. I know some friends who have been through stuff and still have scars on their arms and stuff, so it's just really difficult to watch, you know. And the way they used kind of like the montage, you know, it cut to different bits of him. It looked like he was him seeing Margot, just showing his thoughts, seeing Margot as he was doing it. It was really effective, the use of montage and the music there. I mean, the music in this was great. You know, there was a lot of songs where sometimes in the last few films I've used songs, but I didn't really know the songs. But in this one, I feel like I knew all of the songs. Not that, you know, using songs that I know makes the film better, but it's just nice when you recognize a song in a film, you're like, oh yeah, it's this song. You know, with Royal, he's not a great father, but he was trying to fix things, you know. Pagoda, I've noticed the actor a few times now. He was in Bottle Rocket, and then he was in Rushmore as Little Jeans. So I've noticed him come through quite a bit. But from the Wes Anderson films that I have seen, I haven't recognised him. But that might just be because I wasn't looking out for him. I don't know how many of his films he's actually in this. But it's an interesting, like, returning character that, you know, you hear Wes Anderson's returning cast, you think Bill Murray, Owen Wilson, you know, but I don't really think of him. So it's interesting to see how far, you know, if he's in any others in the future as well. So I think that's everything I have to say. It was just really funny and moving and emotional and heartfelt. I think this will just get better and better with like further rewatches as well. This is obviously my first time watching it, but I think I'll appreciate it even more with a few more watches as well. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like or a comment.